what's going on people, it's your girl Michelle, aka Comfort Styles. Welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to do a Q&A for crochet braids. So some of these questions are questions which I gathered from my videos, which are some of them are the most popular questions, some of them are questions from you guys that you want answers to. So let's get to it. So the first question I've got down is from, and she said, what type of hair do you use? Now for crochet braids, my personal opinion is to go for synthetic hair. So that's the hair that I use the majority of the time. I have used human hair before, but I do tend to use synthetic hair the majority of the time. Simply because it's cheaper, definitely inexpensive, and you can get a variety of styles with it, lengths, curl patterns, all sorts. So instead of wasting your money and going for human hair when you know you're going to cut it off in a couple of weeks, why not buy synthetic hair, which you save so much more money, so when you cut it off you won't be upset. So Samantha Poe says, how do you make the part more natural? Now for me, depending on how you want your hair to be done, so generally to make your hair more natural, you make the parting closer, so you make the braids when you're cornrowing closer together, and you also make it shorter. Again, depends on the style. Some people like a shorter parting here or wherever you're going to put the part in. Some people like it longer and deeper. It depends really. Again, depending on what style of crochet braid you're doing will depend on how you would cornrow your hair to make it more natural. But generally, if you're going to do invisible partings or partings with bulky hair which require really big curls or twists, you have fewer plaits, so you can afford to make your parting slightly wider, so when you do invisible parts you can see your scalp. But if you're going to do crochet braids that have smaller braids, again I would say make the parting close together, so your braids close together when you're doing so. So closer the better, I'd say, to make it more natural. So LaQuinta Stigger says, how many bags do you usually need for this style? So for hair, for crochet braids, generally I use 3 bags if it's going to be shoulder length. If it's going to be like my classic layered length, I use 4 bags. And she also says she uses 10 bags. Again, I don't know how you do 10 bags, unless it depends on the style you're going to do. So if you're going to do, again, really you're going to use the twists, which I've done before, like the what's it called, rumba twists. If you're going to use the rumba twists by Sleek, for example, I use like I think 8 or 9 packets of hair for that one. So it depends really on what hair you're going to use, but generally if you're going to use the packs which I normally use, like the deep twists and the water wave and all those kind of bags, then 3 packets for shoulder length or slightly longer. If you're going to do layered, 4 packets. So I got a question from someone called Sagi, and they say, what do you do with the ends of the cornrows? So with the end of the cornrows, I've got a video up there which I show you a detailed braid pattern of how I do my cornrows, but usually when I do them straight back, I have my braid at the back, and with the end of the hair which I have left, for example, say this is the one, I weave it through the cornrows with my latch hook. And when I say weave it, I mean just push it through, not actually weave and get sewn and thread. I just push it through with the latch needle into the hair until it's completely flat. I do have a video on how to do that, how to secure your braid pattern without a weave needle, without using weave. Phoebe Gordon says, what size hook do I need? So in terms of the sizes of hooks that you need, I use the generic ones that are sold in the beauty supply store, hair shops, which you get for like £1.99 or so. Just the basic ones, you see me use it in my videos. That's the size I use really for all of my crochet braids. And she also says, what will happen if I tie the hair once? Again, it depends on the hairstyle you're using, but usually if I'm going to do hair which I tie once, it's usually like the rumba twist where the hair is really thick and bulky, so you know it won't unravel easily. So I've got a lady by the name called Precious Roberts, and she says, how long did this hair last? So I'm going to take this question as a generic question because I get this question a lot, and usually I would say crochet braids can last any time between 4 to 6 weeks on average For my clients anyway, some of my clients, they say they can have theirs even up to 8 weeks or even 10 weeks. But I'll say an average 4 to 6 weeks is a good amount of time to have your crochet braids. Someone by the name of Classy Kia says, this is by far my favourite install on YouTube. I love it. Question for you. Are you cutting the hair to achieve the layers, or do you buy the hair in different lengths? Now, some of my videos do explain that when I do layered hair, I do cut them myself. So I discovered a way of how to achieve a layered look without having you installing the hair full length and then having to cut the hair into layers. So that sort of cuts the whole process down by so much more. So again, in some of my videos where I've put in the title layered, so in those videos you'll see me actually cut the hair or show where I cut the hair in order to achieve the layers. I've got someone called Elaine Marie Adina, and they say, do you use braiding hair to do cornrows? Generally, I don't use braiding hair to do cornrows. I try to use the person's own hair when I'm cornrowing the hair. Again, I feel like sometimes it adds a bit of tension when you're cornrowing, but in cases where the hair is a bit thinner or it needs to be bulked up a little bit more, I do use a bit of braiding hair. But generally, I don't use braiding hair. I don't think it's compulsory to, but then again, some people may have slicker hair, and I've had clients where they do request, oh, can you please use some braiding hair or expressions or something to add into my hair so it grips a bit better. So I do that. So I don't use braiding hair, but if requested I can do, but generally I don't. Do you still blow dry or flat iron this hair when finished? Now, I use synthetic hair to do crochet braids, and again, I don't flat iron, I don't blow dry the hair. Generally, because I feel that it's synthetic hair, just leave it alone. Heat, when you add heat to synthetic hair, it sort of disturbs the texture. But then again, some hair, again, I would say I can add heat to the hair if it's like a rumba twist where I'm doing invisible parting or so, where I just want to flatten the area a little bit. I can add a little bit of heat to the parting, but that is on minimum heat. But generally for all other hairstyles, I do not use any heat at all. This person said, I don't want my hair too full, but I like a full look. Well, a lot of people say that to me. I don't want my hair too full, I don't want my hair too full, but you know, they want to have a full look. And I'd say with the hair that I use, especially with hair like deep twist, or I can even say water wave, even though water wave comes out really bulky at times, and other hair, I'd say use more hair, because after a day or two, or even a couple of days, depending on how you keep your hair, the hair does tend to go flatter. So initially when I started doing crochet braids, I would do 1.5 packs or 2.5 packs, or 2 packs, and the hair will be nice and full when I'm done. But then after a day or two, it just collapses almost, and then it becomes so flat. So I thought, what other things can I do to make it fuller and, you know, a bit more, you know, just nice. So I thought one time I'd just do 3 packs, and 3 packs was perfect. So I thought, okay, do you know what, I'm gonna stick with 3 packs. And I've been doing 3 packs ever since, especially with shoulder length hair. 3 packs I'd say is like the go-to amount of hair I think you should use, because I feel it covers the majority of the cornrows and it still remains full after a couple of weeks. And the same for if you're having the layered look. And I'd say again, the same with 4 packets. The hair is so voluminous, it's so nice and big, and of course you will be scared at first, especially if you've never had hair that big. After a couple of days it goes down, but when it goes down it still has volume. That's what I like about it. Even when you see my videos, you see the girls and they're jumping around and they're shaking their hair and they're doing, maybe it's Maybelline, and it's just like they're just working their hair and they love it. Some of them are scared when they first do it, but after a while it goes down and it still has so much volume. So 4 packets or 3 packets, depending on the length you want to go for, I'd say. So I hope this video answered your questions, or some of the questions that you had in mind. If you have any more questions you want me to answer, put them down below and I'll put them in my next video when I answer questions about crochet braids. So keep on doing good things. God bless you, and please don't forget to subscribe to my videos. You can find me on Instagram at Comfort Styles, obviously YouTube Comfort Styles. You can also find me on Facebook Comfort Styles UK. God bless. Bye.